No one has looked you in the eyes quite like him before. You know he sees the pride and the pain in between the cracks of the shattered walls of busyness. I mean productivity, I mean hustle, I mean achievement, contradictions fighting to exist in the same space. Imago Dei, we remind ourselves as we cry, deliver us from our day. And you say, and he said, no. Deliverance has already come another way. Remember, beloved, the curtain I tore in two just so you could enter into the deep with me. And you remember, captivity ended and creation breathed out except you. Captivity ended, and yet here you are, making a home of the very cage that held you captive. Do you realize that you've been holding your breath for generations past, holding your breath, walking on eggshells of false doubt and fear, that the depths of your fallenness will be laid bare for the world to see and to critique and to cancel and to discard, holding your breath beneath the rubble of the ruins of mankind? How long must the tail wag the dog as you give over to the floundering and clambering pursuit of the mediocre? A house, a car, a lawnmower at the mercy of economic anxiety. You've taken your eyes off of the incarnate deity, gripped by the smartphone scroll. We bow down to the gods of Silicon Valley. You forgot the God of your own valley, ripped and detached from the true vine, from the way, from the truth, from the life itself. Remaining in him has been second priority to proving your worth to bystanders, to strangers who stalk but never stay, strangers who assume but never see, walking past shop windows desperate to catch a glimpse of yourself, but only seeing the fruit of self-critical depravity and captivity, seeing everything but the image of God. Imago Dei, miraculous outworking without the inworking. We dare to invite counterfeit gods to reign in our hearts, leaving the Messiah King hanging with a crown of thorns, hanging stripped bare, hanging. We all want the crown without the crucifixion, and that's just it. Someone else hung mangled on that cross so that you may have your crown. No wonder we have granted death so much power when we have both knowingly and unknowingly limited the resurrection power, when resurrection is simply a holiday and not a central message, and the sting of death is felt to its full force. Would you look to the tree? Today we hung the King, the good King, who came from Nazareth. But you were Peter and you denied him. You were Judas and you kissed him. And you were Pilate and you washed your hands. Something good came from Nazareth, only to be betrayed by sinners and saints alike. The once in a lifetime lamb, this is the final sacrifice lamb, the only lamb capable of bearing the weight of the world, that tore the barrier between you and the most holy God. He was consistent in upholding covenants, even when we insisted on walking on wide roads. Would you rip out the carpet from underneath your idols in place of him? No one has looked you in the eyes quite like him before. And you looked back all those days ago today and said, no, not this way. A soul overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death. He was acquainted with grief. His mangled body should have been yours. It should have been mine, suffocating under my sin. Instead, on that third day, you will co-reign. All because the Messiah was willingly slain, your debt settled with the highest price by none other than Jesus Christ. So hold your breath for a day longer if you must. But on Resurrection Sunday, my friend, it is time to breathe out and surrender to the words that echo through time. It is finished.